Welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Today we are going to be talking about my F1 2024 season predictions. So with that being said, at the very bottom of the list, I have Kevin Magnussen. Haas just isn't looking up to speed after testing. They just don't look like they really did much to improve their car. So I think with that being said, there's not much I'm expecting from them throughout the season. And that gives away number 19th, which is indeed Hulkenberg. Um, I think the two Haas cars just can't pull it together in the end there. And I just think that this first race, I don't see them doing much. So I'm going to put them down towards the bottom of my list. 18th, we have Logan Sargent. And this might be a little controversial, but I don't think he's going to do anything crazy this year. He's just not. He's still young. He still has a lot of developing to do, but he could score a couple points. A lot of these people in this points are going to score points. It's just where I see them finishing at the end of the season when those final lights go out. Uh, Next, we got Zhou Guan Yu. If I think that's saying that right. If I'm not, sorry. I just don't think he has what it takes. I think Kick Sauber is going to look a little better this year with those sponsors, give them a little bit of an upgrade. But overall, I just don't think they're going to do anything crazy that we wouldn't expect them to do. Followed by Bottas, same thing. Bottas is a great driver. I wish I could see him on one of these teams. Aston Martin would be great. Alpine would be great. Anything than what he's doing now, I think would be really good for just overall like morality for him. And then with that being said, 15th we have Yuki Tsunoda. I don't like him. I think he has a lot of pressure on him with Liam Lawson looking so good last year. I just don't think he's going to do anything crazy. Followed by Gasly and Ocon. That's Alpine's team. And the reason for them is I just don't see they're like rivalry within a team. They would rather crash each other out than help each other and score. They would getting really snippy towards the end of the season, a lot of backlash, a lot of back and forth, a lot of team radio saying, well, he let me go past last race. So, with that being said, I just don't see them doing anything crazy. Um, Next, we have Albon. Albon looks good. He's a very developing driver. I think he's going to take Checo's seat at Red Bull next year. Um, so yeah, I think he's going to do good. I think he has it locked in. 11th is Daniel. I think Daniel gives us a good year this year, and a lot of the reason is because Daniel knows it's his time. He knows if he doesn't beat Yuki, he'll end up like Nick DeVries. So we have I have Daniel in 11th. I think he's going to do really well. 10th is Stroll. I'm not a big fan of Stroll, but the Aston Martin's usually a pretty good car. They looked okay during qualifying, and I just think that he's going to be able to pull together a decent season along with Alonso. Alonso is next up on this list because I just think he has the talent, but he's old, man. His reaction time isn't as good as it used to be. I think he's getting old. I think these young drivers are stepping up to really make it hard for him. Uh, 8th is Perez. Perez knows his seat's on the line. We saw the end of last season. Let's be honest, the only reason he finished P2 is because of the beginning of the season. But I just don't think he has what it takes to keep up with these young guys as well. Max is so good. That keeps so much pressure on him to perform well. And I just don't think he has what it takes for it to be a great season for him. And this is going to be a very controversial opinion right here. But in 7th, I have Lewis Hamilton. I know, that is wild, but hear me out. He's checked out. Look at Instagram. Look at Mercedes Instagram. He just doesn't seem to care. He doesn't seem to want to be a part of Mercedes. He doesn't really care about what Mercedes has to offer him with the car. He's there for the money. He's there for just so he can keep his seat. I just don't see him doing anything that's like, oh my God, look at him. I think he's checked out early this season, especially if the first few races ended in poor decision. Russell's kind of taken that number one spot. He looks good. He's solid. He's consistent. In 6th, I have Oscar. Oscar Piastri's still young. He has a lot of work to do. Lando Norris outperforms him most of the time. But give him next year, I think he'll be a lot higher on this list if McLaren's car looks promising in testing. And then we have 5th, we have Sainz. The reason Sainz is up here is because he has something to prove. I mean, he did really good last year, and they put him on the chop block, and that's nothing more driven to put your pedal to the metal and just prove a point. So I think Sainz is going to be in 5th. Fourth is Russell. Russell's the face of Mercedes. I think they give him all the tools he needs to succeed this year. I think they give him a good car. I think they work with him. I think he's working a lot. I think he knows that if he really steps up, he can be the face of Mercedes. So I think he's on that track. And I think, honestly, crazy, like, coincidence, but I honestly think Sainz could have a seat at Mercedes next year. He's too good to just let him go, and he's definitely going to have a seat. I kind of want to see where that goes. Third, we have Lando Norris. That might a little be a bias, but he's my favorite. Everyone knows he has the talent. Everyone knows he has the drive. Everyone knows he has the skill. Um, and that's why Red Bull approached him. They knew that him and Max would be unstoppable. They would want to probably every race, besides the few mishaps. But I just think they're so good. Both of them are so good, but Lando really has that skill. And I think if they can continue those great upgrades that they were doing last year, he will be third. Second, I have Charles. Charles, his time is coming. His time is up next. I think that he is really there to be the face of Ferrari. I think he's really going to show people that he has the talent. I like when he sticks his elbows out. He's a good racer, competitive racer, and I think he's going to do well this year. And first, I think you guys all saw this one coming. Max Verstappen is probably going to win the World Championship again. And if that defers you from watching P1 or F1, sorry, I encourage you to watch it. It's very interesting. It's very fun. Not every race Max is going to dominate, and even when he does, if you just cover his name up on the screen, it's fun to watch. That's all I can suggest. But yeah, that's my predictions for the 2024 F1 season. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments what you think, what your predictions are. If you have a different top three, please let me know. I just really think that's who's going to put it together in the season. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.